Yo, Code Rad. Oh shit. Everything's going pretty good, man. I kind of changed my setup a little bit for my streaming. You can see I'm actually further away. There's not really a way to set up the camera to be closer. And I'm probably going to have to wear glasses now that I'm further away, so that's fine, but... yeah, everything's going good. Been working on my controls a lot, and they're pretty much working. All the menus are good. I haven't actually tested it on Android, which is really the important part. There's a couple bugs, like you can see, but you can see all the menus work. Hold on. You can see all the menus work. The analog control is like freaking awesome. But yeah, so now I have like everything is fully playable through clickability. Now I will kind of, this menu doesn't work, but I'm just gonna make it not accessible at first. It'll be like a patch for Android that I release, because it is an in-game thing, so it'll be like they can play it later. But yeah, everything works, so that's cool. Now the reason why this is significant is when I added this analog functionality, it substantially changed just the whole way all of my controls worked, you know? So I had to go in and make everything work with this functionality, and it's pretty much there. And a little bit of a, it's a little rough, but it's pretty, everything pretty much functions alongside this. There's a couple little blips, but nothing that for me, it's like I got to get to the point where I can put up another update. And if there's little bugs, that's not a big deal. But the way it works now is if you don't touch the screen for a while, the menu, the touchscreen controls actually kind of disappear. See? After, I think 360 seconds, which is, you know, math, like 5 seconds? Wait. 6 seconds. So 1 100, 2 100, 3 100, 4 100, 5 100, 6 100, 7 100, 8 100, 9. Actually, it's 10 seconds. Because 60 frames would be 1 second. Oh, it should be 6 seconds. I don't know. Maybe I'm just counting too fast. Maybe that's running faster than or slower than I expected or something. But either way, that's not that big of a difference whether it's 5 or 10 seconds. Basically, if you don't touch the screen and you just play with your control, the touchscreen controls will disappear. But if you're using the control touchpad, the touchscreens will appear. So like this is cool because like right now actually my laptop is a Windows touchscreen, so I can play with my touchscreen if I want, and it's just as simple as like touching it. So a lot of the Windows, especially laptops, they're like that. So people will want to touch the screen and play the game in a regular way, and I think that's great, you know. I'd almost wish I could release this like publicly, but I can't imagine the everyday RPG Maker dev would be able to put in the time to either figure it out or just know how it works. So that's really the issue. I'm kind of gonna try and do like one project in Code Academy per day, because for me I kind of skipped a lot of fundamentals when it came to JavaScript, and I'm just trying to get to where by doing one of these every day I learn something almost every time, just in general. So I'm gonna keep trying to push out at least one thing per day. I started streaming a little late today, later than I normally do. I was kind of taking a break. I'm a little burnt out I just got really bummed with that whole Steam thing. It really was a low point for me in this whole game dev thing. Like, it just really kind of made me mad. I was kind of on stream yesterday and I was pretty mad. Like, I should have probably not went online and just chilled out, you know. But I try not to just show up. Like, I try to be consistent about the streaming thing, and I think I should have showed up to work on my game, but I probably should have just not got online, you know, and just did it. Just did some work, you know, on my own. I find a lot of times if I stream for like 4 hours, I can't figure something out on stream, and then as soon as I turn the camera off, it just occurs to me. And I think there's something to be said about when you have a camera on you, it just changes your ability to be, you have less of your intellectual real estate to work with, your facility, you know. And when you have that camera, it makes you think about things that you wouldn't think about, you know, like be careful not to scratch your butt or something. That's not something I particularly do, but there are weird things I do on stream that I wish I didn't. And, you know, and you want to make sure you don't do it on stream, so you're focusing on that. It's like if you have a tick, you wouldn't want to show your tick. Of course, I'm not trying to say that it's that bad. Like, that's a much greater challenge, but that's a more extreme version of the very minimal difference it makes. But even that, like 1%, 2% extra cognitive ability, you know, it'll make a difference in the way you're able to process information in your brain. The computer will run through the function's code and evaluate the result of the calling function. By default, the resulting value is undefined. Function rectangle area with height, let area with it. Okay, this is wrong. In the code example, we defined our function to calculate. By the way, one of the reasons I do like Code Academy on the stream is because it's a little bit too easy, sorta, until it's not. There's always like one thing that'll snag me that I don't really know, but in general, I would never even get to that point if I wasn't streaming it. So the arguments 5 and 7, but when we went to print the results, we got undefined. Did we write out our function wrong? No. In fact, the function worked fine. The computer did the calculate the area 35, but we did not capture it because we didn't use a return. Yeah, duh, idiot. Function calculate with height, const area, return area. Okay. To pass the information from the function call, we use a return statement. To create a return statement, we use return keyword followed by value that we wish to return. Like we saw above, if the value is omitted, undefined is returned instead. Yep. When a return statement is used in a function body, return width and height. Look at the executed code below. Okay, if an argument for width or height is less than 0, the rectangle area will return unique positive integers to calculate area. The second return statement, width times height, will not run. The return keyword is powerful because it allows functions to produce an output. We can then save the output to a variable for later use. Yes. You don't really need to save it to a variable, but you could just grab the function directly, right? Imagine if we need to order monitors for everyone in the office, and this office is conveniently arranged in a grid shape. We could then use a function that will calculate the number of monitors needed. Yeah, if you're a freaking idiot. Declare a function monitor count. Okay. Let me just double check their syntax to make sure it's the same as what I'm used to. No, it's not. Can I do it the way I like doing it in RPG Maker? Let me see. I don't think you can. So I don't think you can, but I want to try. So like if you look at the way the functions are here, they're quite a bit different. It'd be like monitor count equals function. Let me see if that works. That'll be something for me to learn. Monitor count equals function. The parameter is rows and columns. Dude, they're not letting me do it this way. Okay, so that's interesting. I wonder, does anybody in chat know if you can write it this like web way? It does work that way. Wait, so can you clarify? Does it work the way I wrote it in regular JavaScript? Or does it work the way... Now, forgive me, I'm a little mixed up because of just, it's a syntax thing. Because you can write like functions/methods that way in other programming languages. But monitor... So, Code Academy is just not letting me use it because they're being stubborn, right? It's not... Const. But yeah, you could declare it with a const too. Monitor count. But they want me to do this, which looks so weird to me. Oh no, their way is like this. Function. Something like that. I don't know, let me look at the sample. Oh. Oh, I didn't do the, my bad. Sorry, this isn't the way I normally do it. Wait, what the hell? Dude, are you digging this metal? I just put it on surprise me. Let's go, dude. Oh my gosh. Should I turn it down? What do you think? Like that, it won't work, I think. Balling so hard. Hi, mime face. Okay, I gotta put on my Twitch panel so I can see. I don't recognize your name, so I want to make sure. Yeah, dude. Maybe that can be my new gimmick, is I just play like copyright safe metal. I've used this service to play like music so much, I'm so bored, I just put it on random. And actually the metal is pretty good. And also, thank you for the follow, Mineface. I appreciate that. I need everything I can get, man. My goal is to get to like 750 by the end of the year. It looks like I'm going to surpass that. Maybe I'll hit 800. I mean, coding is pretty metal. Yeah, I mean, it's all just going through a metal chassis with semiconductors that pretty much anything that's conductive is pretty much metal. Except for water, right? But isn't water just like metal? It's just has to be ice and it shatters more. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know in chat if you agree. Let me bring up my twitch.tv/Maui Game Studio. I'm actually a pretty decent programmer, but I don't know like fundamentals because I just skip stuff. I'm actually a pretty decent programmer, but I don't know. Oh, I sound like an idiot. Okay. Because my strategy in programming is to just steal stuff from libraries and edit it. So doing stuff on Code Academy that's like basic is like hard. Plus two, they do it differently than the way I ever would imagine doing it, so. Oh yeah, Monkey King, we've collaborated a few times. He was helping me export my game to iOS. Same goes with everything else. That's not necessarily true. I would say you're much more likely to get better at something if you do it more. But sometimes you can do something and get worse at it. That's definitely a thing that can happen. But most times you'll get better at it. I'd say it's like less than 1% of the time. So subjective. I don't mean that it's subjective. My example would be like if you're like a runner and you hurt your ankle, right? You're not better if you break your ankle by running, right? If you're a coder and you teach yourself, for example, and you learn the wrong way, it may have been better to do it less than to do it wrong. Sometimes it's better to do things less than to do them wrong. Yeah, if you're a coder and you get carpal tunnel, right? But that's a small percentage of the time. It's more important. We're getting really philosophical here, right? But it's more important to try to do things well than to just do them. But I agree. If you're having trouble getting started, just do it, and then optimize after it's already happening. You know, but you have to. That's a progress. Hamsters are very good at running in a wheel, right? They run all day, and they can get really good at it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they haven't really gone anywhere. So are they good at running, or are they good at running in a wheel? I have a cat. He scratched the tips of my fingers pretty bad, so coding, my productivity went down 30%. Holy shit! Give that thing to the pound. Meme face, I'm just joking around, man. What you say is generally right. I'm just being a troll. It's like right enough to where it's worth saying it and then not correcting yourself and being super literal. It's mime as in mimes. Oh, sorry, did I say meme face? Shoot. Mime face. Dude, that's kind of a weird name. Are you saying that you have like light colored skin? Like extra fair? Is that like a physical description? It's a bit of an odd name. It would be really bad. It would be a really weird name if your name was Mime Face Power. That would be pushing it. Goth clowns. Maybe he's just expressive. As long as it's not Mime Face Power, I think we're good though. Mimes are technically goth clowns. I would say, I feel like mimes has been a thing longer than the white paint goth. Like, historical goths have definitely been around. Like, weren't mimes happening like back in the medieval era when people were like wandering around as minstrels and playing on like lutes and stuff? Wasn't that a thing? I think I'm the only one who sees mime face and thinks white face. You know, I guess I just make everything about race, right? That's just my personality. Not interesting enough otherwise. It'd be like that, Sag. Yeah, it is kind of bad if you make something about race that could otherwise be like good art or be truth. Dude, isn't this like exactly what I did? I don't see the difference. Does anybody else? Or the space maybe? Does anybody else use RPG Maker? Do they know if you can do stuff like this? Do I have to put the return? Is that what they're detecting? What is the code saying is wrong? JS1 function exports require module file name. Oh, I'm not. Oh. I'm confused. What do they want me to do? Thanks for the stream. Yeah, thanks for the follow. See you when I see you. I probably wouldn't see you that easily if it were in the snow, though, right? Since you're a mime face. I'm just saying. Man, I finally got my Steam stuff worked out. I was so mad at Steam. I still am, kind of. Oh, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I removed the game. So first I removed the game, Code Rad. I didn't remove it, I just made it so it's not for sale anymore. And that way I was able to keep my wish list, because I have like 1,000 or something for Act 2, Familia. And I was like, then the guy replied to me like, I'm like, I need to change the release date too. And then he replied like, oh, I'll just change it when you release the game. And I'm like, I'm not gonna release the game for like, you know, 24 months or like 20 months or something, you know. and it's I don't know, I just thought it was a super weird reply to be like, oh, we'll just change the release date when you release it. And I was just like, that just infuriated me, you know. I was just like, what the frick. Like, why would I told them the specific date too. I told him like I want to release it in June of 2024, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we'll just change it when you." I'm like, I can't leave it as an already released date while I'm asking people to wish list for the next year and a half. Like, how is that even like a consideration? You know? So I was kind of freaking out on Steam about it last night, but it worked out. They changed it to a future date, so that's all good. But I was just. Yeah, you own it when it comes out. I'd appreciate it if you don't return it, if possible. Shit, I'll give you the money back directly. But yes, I appreciate the buy. I have a very low return rate. It's less than 1%, which I take great pride in. That's one of the. That's one of Steam's. What is the word? Indications of quality is if you have a low return rate. So it's valuable for me, for like my whole franchise, to continue to keep it very low. I've talking to other friends who have games, small games, so you know, like about the size of mine in popularity, and they have much higher return rates, like 3 or 4 or 5%. So the fact that I've managed to stay down below 1%, well, it's a little over 1% if I'm honest. As low as I have been able to keep it down is tremendous, and I really appreciate you buying it. You will get it one day, so I'm not gonna stop working on Familia. There's nothing that could happen that would make me want to do that. So I'm kind of confused about this though. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what? This is a function, man. I don't know what to tell you, Mr. Code thing. Support an awesome dev. Yeah, I'll get your game too. I appreciate that you already gave me a review as well, unless I'm mistaken. I mean, I have so many reviews, it's hard to keep track at 32. You know, I'm practically the Academy Award of video games at that point. But which I'm actually proud that I have 32 reviews, 27 of them from purchases. A sea of reviews. Yeah, Juice Mid, go buy my game and give me a review. I'm just saying, don't feel pressured, but do it though. I could even use a couple negative ones, because I think people think all my reviews are fake, because they're all positive. I have 0 negatives, so I don't know. I had some negatives, but it was from Russians. So, you know, those Russians, man. It was like, my game's not even in Russian, and they were leaving like reviews in Russian. And it was like, what the heck, dude? You don't play games? Oh, you're just more on the dev side? I don't play games either, so I don't blame you. Sometimes on occasion, like I played my friend's demo last night, which was really good. It's I forgot what it's called, but Dave's the guy's name. And he has a really great demo. And I played it, and he said it was 10 to 15 or 5 to 10 minutes. So I was like, okay, I'll push through that. But I actually don't do any gaming. There's just not enough time for it. I wish I could do more. I probably eventually should do like some community events with people from Discord or something. I don't know what we would play though, you know, because none of us even like the same games. We're more about like we're more like all into doing game devs. So like, what what community events could I do? Maybe a game jam, but I mean, there's so many good game jams. It's like, why don't we just participate in another game jam? You know. I don't understand. This is making me mad. Like, I don't understand what they want, you know? Like, what? This is right. Like, what? Here, let's just view solution. I'm, like, burnt out. Oh! Wait. What? They didn't tell me to do all that. This is, like, the end result. Function and name should be switched. Are they gonna... That's not the way they were telling me to do it. They were saying use this syntax. Oh, they don't do equal. Is equal, is that it? Okay, yeah, because this isn't the way I usually write it. The way I usually write it is like this. Like name of the variable equals function. You know, like this crap. Like that's how I do it. But that's the RPG Maker way. So you're saying it should be switched, but I don't think they'll accept that syntax. They want you to use the syntax they're throwing at you, but this is fine if this is what they want. There's just no equal sign when you write it this way. It's okay, I can learn a new way to do things. To write a function, let's compute the numbers of monitors by multiplying rows and columns. Okay, use the return keyword. Is that what they want? Yeah, that's what they wanted. Okay. Now the function is defined. We can compute the number of monitors. Let's say okay. The office has 5 rows and 4 columns. So are they going to have me do it with let? Declare. Const. Wait, number of monitors is a const? Why would I use a const? That's weird. Isn't it gonna change? I'm confused. I guess I'll just do it, what they're saying. I don't understand. Oh, we're making another function. Okay. I get it now. You assign monitor count, number of monitors. Oh, I see. They want me to actually put the amount in. Okay. That's fine. Okay. To check that the function worked properly, log number of monitors. Console.log. .log. Man, why can't I type? I like moved the way my keyboard is positioned, and now I can't type for shit. Console log. What do they say? Number of monitors? Number of monitors. Monitors. Are they getting me for the semicolon? Do you log number of monitors in the console? Did I spell it wrong? Num of monitors. Num of monitors. Do they want the console in the function? Is that what's going on? If they did, they should specify what is going on here. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. Oh, I have the return. No, that... What's the solution? Oh, they want the number of monitors outside. Of the... They didn't say that, fuckers. I was expecting to read their mind. I felt that those directions were unclear. Helper functions. We also use the return value of a function inside another function. These functions being called within another function are often referred to as helper functions. Since each function is carrying out a specific task, it makes the code easier to read and debug if necessary. If we wanted to define a function that converts temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit, we could write two functions like this. Function multiply by 9/5 number, return number times 9/5. Get Fahrenheit, return 9/5 is Celsius plus 32. Fahrenheit returns 15. Okay. In the example above, get Fahrenheit called and 15 is passed as an argument. The code block inside get Fahrenheit calls. Okay, I know how this works. Whatever, skip this. We use functions to section off small bits of logic or tasks and use them when we need to. Writing helper functions can make a large and difficult task, break them into smaller, more manageable tasks. In the previous exercise, we created a function to find the number of monitors to order for an office. Now let's write another function that uses the monitor count function to figure out the price. Below monitor count, create a function declaration named cost of monitors that has two parameters. The first parameter is rows and the second... Okay, so first we're making... now let's write another function that uses monitor count. Okay, below monitor count, create a function called cost of monitors. Cost of monitors. That has two parameters, rows and columns. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Man, moving my keyboard really killed my accuracy. Frick, man. What's going on here? Rows and columns. Oh, shit. Brackets. That's it. Yeah. Duh. Okay. Time to add some code to the function. Oh, goody. Body of cost of monitors to calculate the total cost. Add a return. So do they want me to make a const? Oh wait, no. They want me to add a return. Monitor count rows, columns. Oh, I got one right. That's weird. We should save the cost of the variable. Assign total cost to the value of cost of monitors. So I guess they're probably going to want me to use a let. Total cost equals cost of typing. Oh, they want me to use a const. Is that the issue? I don't see why you would use a const in this situation, though. I don't. Anybody explain that to me? Why I'd use a const instead of a let or a var, even? Save the value of a function to. Do I have to put the rows columns in there? Yeah, but oh, I guess this technically will not change, right? What is going wrong? Total cost. Cost of monitors 5.4. They want me to put the data in? Why? I don't understand their directions. Like, it's not even a programming thing. Oh, they did say it in here. Okay, my bad. They said put 5 and 4. I just have to read better. Okay, to check the function work properly, log the total cost. Okay. Console.log total cost. Function expressions. Another way to define a function. Like here, you know the value isn't subject to change, so you can make it const. Yeah, I guess so. Another way to define a function is to use a functional expression. To define the function inside of an expression, you can use the function keyword. In a function expression, the function name is usually omitted. A function with no name is called an anonymous function. A function expression is often stored in a variable in order to refer to it. Consider the following function expression. Const calculate area function with a height. Oh, well, all this is doing is setting the function automatically as the identifier. Is this terminology a lot of people use, identifier? I just say variable, but I guess it makes more sense to call it an identifier because it doesn't always vary, right? How do you guys feel? Like, do you usually say identifier or do you usually say variable? Curious. Reading identifier as I say it out loud, it makes more sense because it encompasses more, where a variable is a specific type of identifier, right? Anyway, I use variable too. Never heard anyone use identifier. Yeah, me either. But it's kind of I could see how it could be useful. I think with a lot of modern programming, the variables are just almost never used. Like in TypeScript and stuff, if you use variables, some people I've known, they'll talk about it like almost like in disgust, like variables? Why wouldn't you just use a let or a const? Like, are you not sure you're gonna, like, what's the point of making it global? Are you just like trying to create Bugfest 2022? Like, what's your deal? Like, they just look down on you. Where if you use RPG Maker, like everything is variables. You don't really use lets like ever. No, what I mean is I don't mean var versus let versus const in the sense that like not using the var. I'm saying for me, whether it's var, let, or const, I always just call it a variable. And if it's var, I just say var. Like I say change your variable here, it could be talking about a const, let, or var. But I could see some people say identifier. Okay, to declare function expressions, yeah, no, I think that's how most people say it, but for some reason in this tutorial they're saying identifier, which I think is an interesting way to say it. I don't know what would be like, what would they teach in school? To declare a function expression, I could see maybe in different languages too, identifier might be a bit more clear. Not in JavaScript though. Declare a variable, because in sometimes you'll have one and it's like has no, it's like totally a static, it's static info, you know, like in Python or something. Anyway, declare a variable to make the variable's name. To use variable as well. Do they? I haven't noticed that. Oh yeah, here. Declare a variable to make it the variable's name. Yeah, why are they saying identifier? Fuckers. Trying to confuse me? Declare a variable to make the variable's name or identifier. Oh, so the identifier is the name of the variable. That's what they're saying. That's what identifier means. It's another word for name. Right? It's the variable's name is the identifier. Of your function, since it's released in ES6, it is common practice to use const. Guess so? Yeah, I guess so too. My identifier is Maui Game Studio. It is common practice to use const as a keyword to declare a variable. Yes. Assign the variable value to an anonymous function created by using the function keyword followed by a set of parentheses, the possible parameters. What do they want me to call the function? Oh, they're not telling me yet. To invoke an expression, write the name of the variable is stored followed by the parentheses enclosing any arguments. Arguments? Aren't those parameters? Why aren't those parameters? Unlike, well, this is a variable. That's why it's arguments. Okay. Unlike function declarations, function expressions are not hoisted, so they cannot be called before they are defined. Let's define a new function using the function expression. Let's say we have a plant that we need to water once a week on Wednesdays. We could define function expressions to help us check the day of the week and if the plant needs to be watered. Create variable named plants need water using constant variable keyword. Assign anonymous function to, okay, so const plants need water. Assign anonymous function equals function. Day. Is that what they want? No. I think it's something more like this. Const plastic water equals function day. Okay, yeah. This auto predict is horrendous. I don't want to inspect. hell? Did you define the function expression that takes in the parameter of day and save it to const, plant saves water? What the hell? Dude, this is what I did. Did I spell something wrong? Equals function day. Bro, this is what I did. I don't see anything wrong. Give me func. Plants need water. Plant needs. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Is that what it is? Needs water. Const plants. Oh, plant needs. Is that it? Okay, it's just spelling. Okay. Now we need to add some code. To the function, the plants need water. If day equals witness day. True the inside. If day equals Wednesday. The return. Oh, conditional needs parentheses. I know that. I knew that. Okay, next. On days that aren't Wednesday, plant needs should return false. I mean, you don't really need an else for this, but whatever. Call the plants need water and pass to Tuesday. Plant needs water. Is that what they want? Oh, it's a string. My bad. It's a string. Of course. Why Code Academy is dumb. Give me a better solution to practice my JavaScript, and I will do it. Oh yeah, spelling. Dude, I swear, like, I'm usually I'm so confident in my typing ability that it's like killing me because I don't normally make mistakes, but I reposition the keyboard in a way that's like making me like not push shift. I gotta like take more time because when I move my keyboard, I didn't realize how it would affect how my typing. Oh. Plant needs water. Plant needs water Tuesday. Oh, spelling. ES6 introduced arrow syntax. A shorter way to write functions by using a special fat arrow. I've used quite a bit of fat arrows in my day. My ex-girlfriend says I have a really fat arrow. Anyway, arrow functions remove the need to type out the keyword function every time you need to create function. Instead, you first... arrow functions remove like a really fat one. I mean, I think so. According to me, sure. Arrow functions remove the need to type out the function, the keyword function every time. You're like, that's great, man. Stoked for you. Remove the need to type out the keyword function every time you need to create function. Instead, the first... doing Code Academy is actually kind of fun to stream. Like, it's actually one of my favorite things to stream. Because it's too boring to do by yourself. It's more fun to do it and talk about how it's a bad course. That's kind of what I gather. Okay, ES6 introduced arrow function syntax, a shorter way to write functions by using special fat arrow notation. Arrow functions remove the need to type out the keyword function every time you need to create a function. Bro, I always freaking write that fat arrow when I'm trying to do greater than or equal to. Who else does that? Who does that? I always accidentally write that. I get those two. Instead, you first include the parameters inside and then add the arrow. That points to the function body surrounded like this. Sometimes, yeah. Not gonna lie, yeah. I do that all the time. I mix up the equal. It's like greater than or less than first. Anybody watch the most recent Game of Thrones? I liked it. I just gotta say, like, I don't care about like people's relationships, and I don't even care about the sex. Like, if I wanted to watch pornography, I'd watch pornography. When it comes to like Game of Thrones, all I want is magic and dragons. I want to see dragons ripping up dragons. Dragons fighting other dragons. That's all I want to see in that show. So if that show has that, dragons blowing fire at each other, burning buildings down, that's a show for me. If it's just like some incest sex with kids or some BS that they've been doing, it's not entertaining, you know? Like, that's not entertaining. Like, kids fighting is not entertaining. I part-time teach kids how to code. Like, watching them fight, it's not like entertaining. It's like something that happens every day in a schoolyard. It's like, who cares? Anyway, I'm kind of going on a rant here, but that was my non-spoiler review of the Game of Thrones Fire and Blood Season 1. I don't care about kids fighting. I don't care about people having sex. I don't want to see any of that. I want to see dragons ripping each other apart with high-budget CGI. Like, give me that. That's what I want. Okay. Arrow functions remove the need to... I got like 2 more and then I can close this for now. Remove the need to type out the keyword function every time you need to create a function. Instead, you first include the parameters inside and then add arrow keys. Surrounded by like this. It's important. Change the platinum water. Okay, this is easy. Fat arrow. See how fat that arrow is? It's a fatty arrow. Where's my mouse? I think that's it. Run, right? No. Oh, you don't need the arrow? Oh, I see. Equals day. Oh, my syntax. Twice again. Poor syntax, man. Okay. That was the whole thing? Oh my gosh. I'm done with that. Concise body arrow functions. JavaScript also provides several ways to refactor arrow function syntax. The most condensed form of the function is known as the concise body. We'll explore a few of these techniques below. Functions that take only a single parameter do not need parameters to be enclosed in parentheses. However, if a function takes 0 or multiple parameters, parentheses are required. Const function name equals 0 parameters, 1 parameter. Oh, so you can... Okay. A function... I didn't know this. Did you guys know that? That you can do 1 parameter like that? That's crazy. Of course, you knew that? Okay, of course you did. A function body composed of a single block does not need curly braces. A single block does not need curly braces. Oh, yeah, of course. Without the curly braces, whatever the line evaluates will be automatically returned. The contents of the block should immediately follow the arrow and return. Of course I did. Keyword can be removed. This is referred to as an implicit return. Ooh, implicit return. Implicit. Because it's all in one line. Const sum numbers equals number, fat arrow. Constant number equals number plus number. This is kind of baloney. Like, no one would do this. Like, you wouldn't create a new variable here. You would just return number plus number. Like, why would you do it that way? They try to make it seem like you're saving all that space, but you are saving a line, but not really. You wouldn't have to create a cost sum variable. That's stupid. The only thing you're saving is typing the word return in the bracket. I'm not a big fan of the single line block. I find that it tends to make mistakes, and I can't look at like 20 single line blocks in a row without my brain breaking open, so. Having the space from the multi-line block helps me process it. But I guess sometimes if it's like a very small change, like if I did const sum number 1, const sum number 2, const sum number 3, something like that, it'd be good to do the single line block. Because then you can just see everything at one glance. We have a function. We can refactor the function to notice the following changes. Okay. Refactor plant seed water. Okay, so we gotta make it shorter. Return day. I want to do this. Let's refactor plant seed water to be a concise body. Notice that I've already converted the if else statement to a ternary operator to make the code fit on one line. Okay. Did I get it? Oh. Hey, Corpse Jack, what's up, man? How's your job going? Oh, too many semicolons. Oh, it's a triple equal. I don't totally understand the triple equal thing. I know it's like supposed to be like if it's like exactly that and not just truthy, right? Is that the ideal? The triple equal sign thing. Same as double. It just didn't like my double, right? It said my double not good. Double is less restrictive. I had a single. I didn't try a double. Would it have worked with a double? Yeah, let me see. We'll test that. I think I did try a double, man. I tried a single and a double. I don't really know the difference. No, I wasn't that sure. That's why I tested again. If I was sure, I'd just be like, frick you. JavaScript equal versus equal equal versus. Used for comparing two variables but ignores data type of variable. It's used for comparing two variables, but this operator also checks the data type and compares the two values. Okay, so one equal just checks the value. Two checks two variables. Okay, so one is for assigning a value, two checks it comparing two variables but ignores the data type, and three, it requires that it's the same data type. So like for triple, it'll only equate strings and strings, for example, right? Numbers and numbers. Yeah, exactly, just like you just wrote. Yeah, equal with equal one and of string one, so the number one in the string one is true. In the same way, like true and one with the double equal is true, because true is one. Zero is false, because it's truthy. Actually, I don't know if that's technically what truthy is, but okay, next. Damn, I'm getting cold. I like wearing glasses when I have the fan on it. It prevents all the air going by my eyes. It's the last one for tonight, and then I'm going to do some more RPG making. Oh. Okay, so the function is a reusable block of code that groups together a sequence of statements to perform a specific task. The function declaration, function keyword, identifier, console log, hello world. Also, thanks for hanging out, Juice Mint, Ape, Indrin. I appreciate that. I'm just gonna call you Juice, I think, probably. Function keyword, identifier, console log, hello world, key function body. Okay. This terminology is good because I don't even know. A parameter is named variable inside a function's block. which will be assigned the value of an argument passed in when a function is invoked. Function calculate error with height, console log with height. Call a function in your world, Greek code. Yeah, I got it. What is all this? I know all this. To define a function using an arrow function notation, function can be made more concise. Yes. I recognize that when I see it. I don't really do that though when I write code. It's good to be aware. The full access. I do the poor man's Code Academy. So I guess the next one is on scope. This is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Important idea in programming is scope. Scope defines the variables can be accessed or referenced. While some variables can be accessed from anywhere within a program, other variables may only be available in a specific context. You can think of scope like the view of the night sky from your window. Everyone who lives on the planet Earth in the global scope of the stars has accessible globally. Meanwhile, if you live in a city, you may see a city skyline or a river. Yeah, it's accessible locally in your city, but you can still see the stars available globally. That's an interesting way to look at it. Over the next few exercises, we'll explore. Okay, I'm not gonna do this now. Not gonna do this now. Man, I'm only 61 through the JavaScript. When did I do C#? Oh, probably, yeah, for Unity. Better way is to do some mini games on coding game, for example. When I get the basics down, it's better way is to do some mini games on coding game. Yeah. Or I can just have a commercial game. Go straight to that. Straight to the big boys. No, but I probably will. I might try to do, maybe on the next game jam, I might try to do like some, like just maybe like a no engine game, like or my own engine type of thing. Hey, Corpse Jack. Okay, so let me show you what I've been working on. So everything works, the menu works, navigate everywhere. I mean, I'm gonna refine this a bit more, but right now I just want everything to actually work, and it does. You can access all the aspects of the game, except for mastery, which that's gonna take some time, and it doesn't matter because that's like in the future. So let me look at my to-do list and see what I've actually accomplished. Juice, one of the things I have to figure out is how to detect the version of OpenGL that I'm using in the game, and then that will output a variable like OpenGL version. Basically, I want to use the OpenGL version to figure out whether or not somebody's on a mobile device or not. That's kind of the next little thing I gotta figure out how to do. What are we doing here? What I don't even know what this website is. I must have put this. Oh, I was trying to figure out how to check your graphics card, but this isn't anything. So that's kind of the next thing I don't know how to do that I gotta figure out. What was I gonna look for? Oh, Google Docs. Make it so if you push and move towards buttons, you can still move. Go back to bed. Good night, Corpse Jack. Thanks for coming by to say hi. I appreciate it. Get some sleep. This is not really done. If I can find the WebGL version, that'll do it. Yeah, it's not the exact same thing, but it'll solve the problem. Because I can identify whether or not it's Android. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I gotta figure out. Basically, I just need to figure out if it's Android or not, and then activate functionality depending on that. So anyway, I can do that. I was thinking of doing it through by determining the OpenGL version, which for Android they use like a specific type of OpenGL called OpenGL GS for ES. It's actually WebGL in web. In like a browser, so which uses OpenGL. Yeah, so I gotta get device detection. And I think in many ways that's kind of the most important thing, because my goal is to make it so that I can have the exact same game like on both platforms and not have to change stuff. So if I can actually do OpenGL version detection, I don't know, let me just Google like it straightforwardly. Oh, this looks super easy. Is this all I have to do? Holy crap. Will this work? I'll just put it right here and see what happens. Oh yeah, this won't work.
Sound.
This won't work. Oh.
What is that?
Oh, it does work.
It is over here.
Look at that. That was easy. Bro, I'm so good at this. I'm like the best programmer. Okay, so all I have to do is now I have to figure out how to use this information. I guess document works for some reason. So really I just need GL version, and then I do something like if GL Wait, let me see what it says. Oh, wait, actually, let me pick up. My game? No, it's kind of browser based. So the way it works is it uses a container called nw.js, which basically functions like a web browser. So ultimately, the game is really like a WebGL game, but it's just enclosed in a container called nw.js, which again, it's basically like a browser, which is why RPG Maker exports for browser so easily, because it really, you can do a WebGL game. The thing with my game is it's just a little bit too big to be a web game. I mean, you could put it up, but I want to sell it, man. I want to make the monies. Okay, so OpenGL. Oh, it is ES. What the? WebGL 1? Oh, it's OpenGL ES2. That's why. Okay, so Android uses an earlier version, right? Okay, so I just discovered something. So I've always thought that my phone doesn't support a lot of the graphics because it's not OpenGL ES. But the native way the game is ran in Windows is OpenGL ES 2.0. What that means, if it's using the same version of OpenGL ES as an Android, I can't use the OpenGL as a way to detect the device type. So that's an interesting discovery, because that changes quite a bit of things. That makes me say, how am I gonna do this? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay, so it is a hardware limitation. Man, I argued with LMP Games about this, and he was right. He told me that the version that Windows uses for OpenGL isn't any better than what the Android uses. He said the reason your stuff doesn't work, it's 100% because of the graphics card, which sucks, because that means it's much harder to set up a system to detect it. Okay, how would I detect C? Touch device and uses Android or for a mobile website. Is Android var UA navigator to lowercase. Work 99% of cases, but some edge cases are not converted. This is starting to look like it's not worth doing. Best.js. Platform detection library that follows all JavaScript platforms. Setting up a library? That sounds way harder. With Node? Ugh. Okay, so when I'm starting to... So 99% of cases is not enough. It has to be all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a plugin that I need to go for 10 minutes. How dare you? I'll never forget this. I'll always remember. I'll be right back too. I'm going to take a break in that case. I'll be right back. All right. Had a sweet tooth. I bought some jelly. It's yummy. So basically, it's looking like I'm gonna have to create a separate plugin. Although, the only thing I really changed for mobile... Oh no, there's all the optimization. I couldn't move everything into the analog control plugin. That's a hassle though. Kind of like having it separate. I got that jelly from a girl I used to date, and I remember she'd be like, "I eat only low carb." I get to her house, it's like all like candy and pasta everywhere. It's like, oh yeah, super low carb, dude. Should have known then that wasn't gonna work out. I already thought she was like a liar. She was. I knew already at that point that she was full of crap. Even when somebody's like full of crap about little things, and they're that way about so many things in their life, it's like you can't trust them, man. You just can't trust them because they lie to themselves every day, and it's like if they can lie to themselves, they can lie to you. So basically what's going on with this plugin is I'm gonna have to take everything and if I could just have some type of way to detect if it's mobile. Maybe I can... Do I have another Maui Game Studio plugin that I can just put everything else in? Yeah, so it's looking like I'm going to have to keep doing it the way I've been doing it, where I just use the plugin when I deploy it to Android. Which is fine. I don't really... So we're going to write on here on my thing that I'm kind of abandoning detection. I'm not going to try and do that. I don't think that's the way to do it. I might just put all the touchscreen stuff in. I don't know. I'll do that later. Oh shit. This is an Allo thing too, huh? Allo's not liking it. So it's just a matter of adding the buttons. Dang, I don't have the math on here yet. Is there a place I could put allos so where it doesn't break the freaking game? Yo, welcome back. I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna raid somebody. Freaking Retro MMO is just like going off. He's got so many viewers. All he does is TypeScript. Have you ever watched this guy? He's pretty awesome. When he's doing stuff like this, I love his stream, but then he just goes off and like plays random games, and I don't enjoy that as much. Let's raid Retro. We'll do that. He has like a retro MMO that he started. It's like Final Fantasy 1. And it's good. I've played it. I like it. Played it with friends. He's kind of rebuilding his engine, so he hasn't released a lot of content for his game, but whenever he's done with that, it'll be exciting to have more retro MMO content. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. I'll hang out in this channel a little bit, and then I'm probably going to go to sleep.